What's going on, y'all? Boys, it's your boy Frankie, and I'm back for another reaction today, man. So today, we actually got a little bit to talk about, man. We got to talk about this Gunna situation. So for those of you who don't know, Gunna is signed to YSL. YSL was hit with RICO, I want to say almost 2 years ago at this point, or a year ago. It might have been 2 years ago almost at this point. Dang, Thug been gone for 2 years? Anyways, they got hit with a RICO. A whole bunch of YSL members got taken in. You know what I'm saying? So according to Atlanta, they think YSL is a gang. I'm not saying if it is or if it ain't. But according to them, YSL is a gang. They committed a whole bunch of crimes. Whole bunch of illegal stuff going on, right? So, Gunna, let's fast forward to current day, right? He did his first interview. I believe it's his first interview since being released. You know what I'm saying? He kind of addressed the whole YSL situation. Is he still signed to YSL? Is he still, you know what I'm saying, riding with YSL? Are they riding with him? And according to him, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to show y'all what he had to say on that, you know what I'm saying? But just to jog our memories, this is why everything Gunna has done and said is in question. You know what I'm saying? Because of this video we're about to play. But let me get my disclaimer. When Gunna said what he had to say on that stand, you know what I'm saying, the yes man statements, to me as a civilian, somebody who ain't in no gang or nothing like that, I get why he did it. He got his own career he had to protect, he got his own family he got to take care of. I 100% get it. And then in hindsight, bro, his little statement that we about to get into was nothing compared to how all the other people in YSL have been on YS tail, bro. Everybody in the gang been copping plea deals and all kind of stuff, bro. So I feel like really what Gunna did wasn't even that crazy. You know what I'm saying? Argue with your mama about it in the comments. But anyways, let me refresh our memory of why everybody was kind of questioning and calling him Gunnatello in the first place.
Please state after each statement whether or not you agree or acknowledge that the statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is...
Just for y'all who might not know, his real name is Sergio Kitchens. His last name is Kitchens. So this is Gunna in the courtroom when I think he copped some kind of plea where he can get out and he only plead guilty to the lesser of the charges. Pretty much he ain't have to do no jail time. Anyways, his name is Sergio Kitchens.
A music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. Jeffrey
Williams is Young Thug, just for y'all who might not know. I'm just trying to make it as plain as day. Jeffrey Williams is Young Thug.
And a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Oh man, they didn't.
I don't know who that is, but we not here to watch you, my boy. But just for you having the video I needed, we gonna drop the like. You know what I'm saying? We always like squad. So we gonna go ahead and move over to the interview he did. So I do want to add a few more comments before I jump into this little snippet of the interview that he did. Right now, they asked him, was YSL a gang? Now, keep in mind, the whole RICO was pretty much around YSL being a gang and the fact that they got unlimited amounts of money because they're, you know, they're funded, they're rappers, right? So pretty much they're trying to paint the picture as Young Thug is this kingpin, Gunna is, you know what I'm saying, his side kingpin or whatever, right? And they putting all this money into this gang and they wreaking havoc on the city. Now, it's not for me to sit here and say if they are or if they are not, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But what we can talk about is, do y'all think it was wrong for Gunna to get up on the stand and say YSL is a gang? To pretty much say yes, ma'am, to that. I personally, and here's my personal opinion, man. Like I said, y'all can argue about it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think for real. I honestly want to know. But I feel like him saying, yes, it's a gang, that's actually obvious knowledge, bro. Like, it ain't like, I get, okay, yeah, you can't convict somebody of something that's obvious. You actually kind of need to have physical evidence, right? You have to have physical proof of it. but like they have wiretaps, they supposedly have phone conversations and all this other stuff. But just aside from that, everybody knows that YSL is more than likely a gang. It's also a music label, though. You know what I'm saying? So I guess when Gunna, you know, first came out, he was kind of blurring that line of, is he in the gang YSL or is he in the record label YSL? So I understand there was some like loyalty that should have been had between the two. Like, if you was in the streets doing some of the street stuff just to get that credibility to use it in your music, you got to stand behind it. So I get where people get turned back and forth about it, but at the end of the day, ain't no loyalty in the streets at all. Like, we all know that for a fact. And then hindsight, future, what we know now is almost everybody in YSL did the same thing that Gunna did, actually 10 times worse, if you get what I'm saying. So my personal opinion, I don't think that should have condemned or convicted Gunna to be like, oh, he needs to be excommunicated from YSL, because pretty much he had to do what he had to do to get himself out of jail. I almost want to say that if Thug was in a position to where he could say or do something that could get him out of jail and not get him charged with anything, I would almost say he probably would too, but it's kind of hard when he was literally in the middle of everything. So just to keep it clear, he said that YSL is a gang, like he admitted to that. He said that he has knowledge of YSL committing crimes, and he also said there was something more notable in there too, as apparently him and Young Thug got pulled over, and they had some lean in there. They had some other type of narcotics and pills and firearms. Obviously, they weren't registered. And Gunna was like, they ain't mine. So if there's only 2 people in the car and you say they're not yours, I mean, it leaves only the other person they could belong to, right? But, okay, they could have said, this ain't my car, or Woody Whoop, my cousin, Woo 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 had the car, or he let his friend have, whatever. There's ways around that. I still don't feel like by Gunna saying it wasn't mine, that automatically made it Young Thug's, and I don't think in the court of law that they could even paint that picture. They could try to say it, they could allude to that fact, but without hardcore evidence, that's not enough to convict Thug anyway. Keep in mind, too, they raided Thug's crib, and they found X amount of guns, X amount of drugs anyway. So this portion of what's being held against Thug, I feel like ain't even that serious. But anyways, Gunna went on the stand and said YSL is a gang, you know what I'm saying? He agreed and admitted to all this stuff. Boom, the internet goes crazy. This is like right off the heels of the whole 6ix9ine thing and 6ix9ine coming home, and y'all remember that. That was a different time, you know what I'm saying? It was like, wow, 6ix9ine, who gonna get him first type thing. So it was like, okay, ratting in hip hop has always been frowned upon, but it came back full force when 6ix9ine did it, and then it came back again when Gunna did it. So, boom, let's get to the present day. So this is Gunna. He does an interview. I did not watch the whole interview. Obviously, this main clip has been circulating around the internet because this is mostly what people care about. And so he's asked about YSL and what's going on with that situation, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. And this is what he had to say.
I'm still providing, like, we still pushing, like, no paperwork has been changed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever's been getting and how we've been pushing this shit, it's still going.
So that's pretty much it. He said, I'm still signed to YSL. The first part of it, let me play it again for y'all.
Still signed to YSL.
Boom. He said, I'm still signed to YSL, for those of you who wanted to hear it. Now, Gunna has been on a crazy run. His last tape or album, I don't know if he's considering it a tape or album, but anyways, his last piece of work was fire, bro. Definitely still got it on repeat, man. If y'all haven't listened to it because y'all holding this street politics against him, man, let all that go. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Us as consumers want some music. He dropped some fire music. Now, he just dropped a song called Style Rare, or I guess it's Offset song. So Offset dropped a song featuring Gunna called Style Rare. Y'all know they got the collab called Proud of Them on Gunna tape as well. They sound pretty fire together, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, y'all boys, if we get like a whole collab tape from Offset and Gunna. If it happened, and y'all watching this video, if you can remember in your mind, come back to this video and be like, hey, Frankie, you were right, it happened. But I think they might do a collab tape. Style Rare is hard, bro. I had that song on repeat all day in the gym today. But anyways, I think Gunna is good for YSL because, okay, Thug is locked down right now. He can't make no new money. Of course, he's still getting bread off royalties. But who else is signed to YSL? Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, there are other people signed to YSL that I may not know, artists that I may not know of. So don't come in the comments, oh, YSL Pookie still, like, okay, YSL Pookie might still be signed, but the point that I'm making is he ain't getting tours like Gunna. He ain't doing fashion shows like Gunna. He ain't bringing enough money in, or as much money in as Gunna is for YSL. So I think it's a smart move business-wise for Gunna to still be signed to YSL. I don't think it's that big of a deal, bro. But anyways, apparently the internet got something to say about it. So apparently Young Thug finally responded to Gunna, or finally responded to if he's still riding with Gunna or not, and he said whatever Wham say. And Wham, for those of y'all who don't know, is Lil Baby. Let me pull it up for y'all. Young Thug. Alright, y'all boys, so I finally found it now. I finally found it after searching the internet. Apparently No Jumper got it posted up. Again, I give no clout to No Jumper. I don't rock with that boy Adam and everything he got going on. He's weird, but anyways, they got it up on their page. Of course they do, because they always profiting off our culture and off our downfalls. Whatever, beside the point. So Young Thug shares a message from behind bars, and he says, whatever Wham say goes. This is Young Thug's Twitter. He legitimately tweeted this. Now, I don't want to say he tweeted it because he locked up, so I'm going to say he gave a message to his lawyer, and his lawyer tweeted it. Boom. Pretty much that. So, he's pretty much saying whatever Wham say goes. This drops shortly after Gunna says that he's still signed to YSL. Whatever Wham say goes. Now, Lil Baby has openly called Gunna, you know what I'm saying, a rat. He called him Gunnatello. You know what I'm talking about? So let me pull that up for y'all. Cause I like to pull up the receipts, cause I don't wanna just be saying stuff and y'all just gotta take my word for it, man. Like, I want y'all to see it. Like, I'm never one. So here we go. A little snippet. All right, so for those of y'all who couldn't hear that, if it wasn't clear enough, matter of fact, let me run that specific part back. He says, he said, so for niggas taking pleas at trial on slime, I know it's or something like that. I ain't have. Okay. He said the niggas taking pleas at trial, I know slime ain't happy. The niggas taking pleas at trial, I know slime ain't happy. So I ain't heard this snippet a lot, you know what I'm saying? But I heard it a few times. I saw it circulating across the internet. This probably came out about a month and a half ago, right? So for Thug to say whatever Wham say, you know what I'm saying? And Wham is Lil Baby, for those of y'all who don't know. Lil Baby is saying people taking pleas at, on trial, I know slime ain't happy. Insinuating like, hey, I ain't rocking with that. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I understand, you know what I'm saying? They keeping their loyalty at how they should or whatever. It is what it is. So my personal opinion, like I told y'all, is I don't think Gunna should be shunned the way he being shunned, especially considering how 95% of YSL has already snitched and done a lot worse. But anyways, to the final video, you know what I'm talking about, we're going to be reacting to Gunna stands are in shambles now. So my personal opinion, obviously I haven't seen the video. That's the point of a reaction. We're watching it together for the first time, man. I think this is going to have something to do with Gunna's interview, then Young Thug's response, and pretty much it's going to go from there. So the channel, Hello Yassine Extras, I don't know if y'all know who that is. I never heard of her. I assume it's a female, but shout out to her for dropping this video. Without further ado, that's enough yatting, chatting, and cat. Let's get right into it.
In 4K footage and audio, Gunna saying, yes, ma'am, YSL is a gang, all this. And then these Gunna fans, they had the nerve to say, nah, like, that's not really, like, we gotta wait for Thug to say something, we gotta wait for Thug. What? You don't got 2 eyes? You don't got 2 ears? You can't hear for yourself? You don't got a brain in between those ears? Come on, you need to wait for somebody else to tell you? Well, that somebody else has come out now. And Young Thug tweeted today, and he said the following: whatever Wham say goes. And I had to do some digging into this because I'm like, what the hell is a Wham? I come to find out that...
Alright, I don't know if bro trolling, so it's not a female, so my bad, bro, but I feel like if you gonna be making a video about something that's going on in rap, you know what I'm saying, and specifically African-American people rap, I don't know the dude's race now, don't get me wrong, you gotta know who Wham is. Or is it just me? Am I too tapped in and I know who that is? Do y'all not know who Wham is? Like, is it? Y'all got to, bro. But anyways, let me let him cook.
That is a reference to Lil Baby. It's one of Lil Baby's nicknames. And this is something that peeves me a little bit. Why do these guys have 25 different nicknames? Like, I understand they never go by their real name, right? Like Jeffrey Williams, the first time you hear it, well, he did use it for the album Jeffrey, but what's Lil Baby's real name, right? I don't know Lil Baby's real name, but they can't even stick to...
They ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I don't know Lil Baby's real name either. Like, not that I need to know his real name, but like obviously, you know, I know Gunna real name, I know Thug real name. What is Lil Baby real name? What? That's funny. That's funny.
To one or two, like for example, Young Thug, they're like, oh, this is Thugger, Thug, Slime, Spider, King Slime. He's got like 15, 25 different names, and you're supposed to memorize all these names. And I'm not talking about us, right? So these guys, they know they have 25 different nicknames in the streets, yet they can't remember their own lyrics on stage. Come on. Clearly the brain power is there. The memory is there. But anyway, so some people believe this alludes to a recent interview clip that's been going around by Gunna, which I posted on my page at HelloYouSeen2. Follow me. My Instagram got fried. So I need you to follow this one. This is like, I won't breathe if you can't follow it. One like is one breath. My breaths are voluntary now. It's not involuntary anymore. So, hey, you don't follow this page, I'm going to die. It is what it is. I don't make the rules. So I'll play you guys the clip right now.
I'm still signed to YSL. I'm still providing, like, we still pushing, like, no paperwork has been changed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever's been getting and how we've been pushing this shit, it's still going.
So as you can see, he's like, yeah, you know, I'm still repping YSL, I'm still pushing YSL. And he has, I don't know if the right term is demonstrated loyalty to YSL, but when it comes to Young Stoner Life, the record label, Gunna has continuously pushed that since he's gotten out of jail. And the way the case has been moving, he hasn't had to publicly testify it. So a lot of people were saying, well,
hey, no cap. When this freestyle, it's not a freestyle, but like when this video dropped for this song, bro, that was hard. Like when I saw this made me a Gunna fan. Like when I first heard this, ain't got nothing to do with nothing. This outfit wild. Like he just got off work and threw his jersey on he had in the trunk and had to go do the little video shoot. But the song hard though, and like this little video acoustic version was hard too.
Moving, he hasn't had to publicly testify it. So a lot of people were saying, well, you know, Gunna didn't get on the stand, this and that. They're actually cool, despite everything else we've been hearing. But Lil Baby also said in a song, I don't know if this song dropped yet, but it was a clip. He's saying, they taking pleas, I know that Slime ain't happy. Now, Slime, of course, he's talking about Young Thug. And here, this wasn't in a... Also, the fact that this even needs to be said, oh no, we need to hear from Young Thug. 21 Savage is close with Young Thug. He cut Gunna off. Lil Durk is close with Young Thug. He cut Gunna off. Granted, I think Lil Durk would have cut Gunna off regardless because he's one of the only people in the music industry that I've seen in hip-hop that is adamant about the telling thing.
And you want to know why? Because he's from the land. And the real ones from the land don't do that snitching for nan. You know what I'm talking about?
Like really adamant about it. I would say Boosie too, but nobody is more strict on that than Lil Durk from what I've seen, and to his own career detriment because he's had songs with Gunna. They've collabed a bunch of times. They used to kick it. It would have benefited Lil Durk too.
Hey, do y'all remember that Lil Durk snippet? It was like, what happened to Virgil? You probably gonna tell. This was right after Gunna had got locked up. And the song, bro, the song was supposed to drop on Lil Durk. Bro, I gotta play that snippet, bro. I gotta play that snippet. Hold on. Let me play this snippet for y'all boys. That snippet was so hard. It was like, what happened to Virgil? You probably gonna tell. Lil Durk. What? Y'all don't remember this snippet, gang? This was a year ago. Yo, look.
Pray for the girls who that from BBL. What happened to Virgil? We probably gonna tell.
Hey, yo, bro. We never got that song. I mean, I feel like Gunna. I was just calling him Gunna. I feel like Durk ain't drop it just because he ain't messy. He ain't trying to be too messy in other people's business. That song was hard though. Y'all remember this? So to his point, he definitely be standing on business. He definitely stand on business. But let me get back into the video, man.
Do music like if Lil Durk depends on the perception. They would have benefited from a collaboration, let's put it that way, especially if he cleared Gunna's name. Wheezy, the producer, Wheezy out of here that we always used to hear on Gunna's tracks, he cut Gunna off. So what does it tell you? Lil Baby cut Gunna off. So what does it tell you that all the people close to Young Thug that were cool with Gunna aren't cool with Gunna anymore? And then Academics was talking about how people were telling him that Young Thug did the back to business thing because he wanted to step on Gunna's release. He was trying to figure out anything he could to halt Gunna, and it was unsuccessful. This is the thing. The funny thing is, these Gunna and they're not just regular Gunna fans. They're the ones that they want to listen to Gunna and they want to enjoy the music, but they also want to keep the belief in their mind that he didn't tell. Listen, buddy, you're gonna have to let go of that belief.
I mean, okay, so I feel like, honestly, my genuine opinion, if I had to put my finger on the post, I don't think nobody cared. I'm gonna just keep it a bean 50 with you. I don't think nobody cared at this point that Gunna said and did what he did. I feel like if you still sitting around as a regular individual like me and everybody else watching this right now talking about I'm not listening to Gunna because he told on Thug, brother, you lost. You're really lost, bro. Because without looking at this from this perspective, if Gunna having to say what he said, the yes ma'am statements only happened because YSL and Thug were potentially, they were or were not, I don't know if they were doing crime, I'm not here, I'm not a judge, but let's say, you know what I'm saying, let's play the line here. They were already sloppy enough to get themselves caught and in the position that they were in. So without Gunna, they did enough to get themselves locked up in the first place. So if you're going to be mad about somebody, if you really putting the fact that Thug is locked down right now on Gunna because that one Gunna statement, you're lost and you're delusional, brother. Like, let it go. Just listen to the music, man. It's good. It's good for your soul. Gunna has been on a run. And honestly, all the people he named who stopped talking to him, like Weezy out of here forever gonna be goated. He can drop a song with anybody, you know what I'm saying? That's just with being a producer. You really don't fall off unless you stop making beats. But if we had to put a, you know, comparison between Gunna and Lil Baby in the last 2 years who've been really making some heat, Gunna going crazy. Gunna's really going crazy. And if you could Google it right now, the fall off of Lil Baby has to be studied. Lil Baby fall off. Lil Baby boom, 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 boom. So, to be honest, like, we already know the comparison between Baby and Gunna, who's better. Like, statistically, it's being proven right now. You get what I'm saying? So, I feel like if you really that deep in the trenches of the internet and you over here talking about I'm not listening to Gunna because he may have told on Young Thug, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you're a little bit lost.
Somebody really said, oh, well, why was Young Thug's dad at Gunna's concert then? Like, dog, what? Who cares why Young Thug's dad was at the concert? Do we even know if Young Thug has a relationship with his dad? What does Young Thug's dad have anything to do with Young Thug? Like, it's out of the horse's mouth now, which you needed it to come out of the horse's mouth for anything, and now you're looking for another attempt that did not. Listen, there is nothing wrong with you listening to Gunna music, all right? Like, this guy's demonstrated hits. He's scorching hot. Lil Baby with the song with Central C, he's back in there. He's back in the game, but the past year, Gunna's been smoking all these guys. Gunna has been hotter than Lil Durk. Gunna's been hotter than Lil Baby. He's been dropping better music than both of these people. Gunna, has he been hotter than 21 Savage? Solo music, he's been dropping better music than 21 Savage. This guy's been dropping hit after hit, dropped 2 albums. Last year's album, Gift and a Curse, fire album, one of the best albums that year. So this guy's been on a roll. Lost all that weight. He's also doing collaborations. He got that collaboration with, who was it, Tyler? He had a recent collaboration with IDK, which was a good song. And he's got a collaboration with Offset coming out now. So they couldn't hold him back. Even though they tried to push him out the game, he still came in and dropped great music, and people liked it. Now, the only next step for you is to just admit to yourself, you don't got to tell anybody else, just say, hey, I love this guy's music, and he told. That's it. You don't got to hold on to this, nah, he didn't tell, but there's a stipulation, but Young Thug said this, but his dad didn't, and nah, he's just talking about something else that Lil Baby said. He could be mentioning anything. Like, why do you got to do this to yourself? You're just adding unnecessary stress. You're going to start growing gray hairs early, like at age 25. And you're probably not in the streets either. Like, you're just on these digital streets. You're in these, what do they call those cords? You're in the fiber optic streets. Like, let's not play
streets is crazy.
Okay? You don't care if he told, or you shouldn't care if he told. You like the dude's music, you like the dude's music. That's it. And if people say, oh man, the guy whose music you like told, you just say, yeah, and he's dropping fire. I'm not in the streets. I don't care. That's all there is to it. And hey, a hit can get you out of most things. And he hasn't really said too much, which is also a good thing by Gunna, is he didn't yap his way into problems. A lot of the problems in people's careers could have been...
Hey, see, that's a W point that he mentioned. Like, when Gunna got out, he was business. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who ain't rock with him, he ain't go try to go on make them go on an apology tour. He ain't go seek the help from nobody. He stood on his own 2 feet, and he got it out the mud, just like he know how to. He kept dropping good music. That just goes to show you that if you're an artist with some actual talent, it's very little that you cannot overcome in your career. Like, yeah, people was 100% Gunna told the internet, bro, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, pretty much at this point, because they got arrested in May. So, like, yeah, let's just say 2 years ago, right? When the RICO first came down, bro, everybody was, you know, stunned. We was shocked by it. And then, boom, when Gunna got out a year ago or whatever it was, everybody was against him. You know what I'm saying? All in the comments, Gunna snitch, Gunna tello, Gunna boom, boom, boom. Everybody was on, you know what I'm saying? But now, fast forward now, you don't see that. I mean, you see it. People still saying he snitched, but that music changes people's perspective, bro. So the one thing I was getting at, though, I got sidetracked, is when the difference between Gunna when he got out and when 6ix9ine got out. First off, 6ix9ine through and through snitched. That is actually snitching. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's 100%. Yeah, I saw him do this on this date to this person, and boom, boom, boom. That was snitching 100%. And then point is when 6ix9ine got out, instead of him being quiet and just going back to making music for the internet and for the teenagers like he did, because let's keep it a buck, he had the internet in a chokehold in 2020. What is it, 2018 and 2020? He was going crazy, you know what I'm saying, just because the way he looked and the type of music he made. If he would have got out of jail and kept his mouth shut about everything that went down, because we already know, he could have potentially performed his way out of that rut. Not to a lot of us. He was cooked to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even listened to him like that in the first place. But even so, after the fact, when he got out and started dissing everybody, you know, dead homie and X, Y, and Z, he gone now. Now, fast forward, where is 6ix9ine? What is he doing? I mean, yeah, he probably still got bread, you know what I'm saying? He probably well off somewhere. I don't know. But the point is if he drops some music, we not listening to it. So that was the difference to Gunna, right? When Gunna got out, he didn't do nothing. He dropped the album. And then, you know, what that did for us is, oh, he didn't say anything, so let's go listen to the album to see if he talked about it. You know what I'm saying? He made sure everything he did was planned out and strategic to make sure he bring money into his pocket and don't bring nothing but positive energy to himself. Fast forward, look at the man. He doing great. So now I just wanted to throw that little comparison out there to what bro said. Is like, he didn't get out and go on a yap fest. He minded his business. He got straight to work.
Prevented if they just shut up. Like, if Slim Jesus had just shut up and never talked to Vlad, he would have been straight. He would have probably had a multi-year career, as opposed to like the 96 hours he had. And I think this is something that really bothers Young Thug, because he took it upon himself to send out somewhat of a cryptic message that, I mean, everyone will know what he's talking about, but a lot of people were saying that he couldn't say anything because it would be considered like tampering with the case. Some people were saying like quote unquote witness intimidation. Listen, I don't know the legal stuff. I talk about what I know, and when I don't know something, I will let you know. I don't know all the details of that. Thing is, Young Thug didn't, or not Young Thug, Gunna didn't end up having to be a witness for the Young Thug situation or coming to testify in court, but they could say he was messing with the case if he's putting it out there that, hey, Gunna told and we don't mess with him because of that. That Gunna is still tied to that case, and he was able to get, he was one of the co-defendants who now is a free man, living life, enjoying it. Meanwhile, also, we got to talk about this. I'm going to take a quick detour. The video's almost over, so if you don't care about me talking, you could just leave right now. How is it that people are getting fat in prison now? Like, yo, we're seeing people just, like, for example, Young Thug, this guy's...
yeah, he just yapping now. I mean, I ain't going to say this was a W video. It was definitely a solid video, so shout out to shout out to bro. We hit the like button because we like Squad. I know y'all already hit that like button too if you made it this far because y'all like Squad, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think Gunna is a snitch and he should be forever condemned and he should not be able to show his face around the music industry ever again anymore? My personal opinion, y'all heard it throughout the video. I think Gunna did what he had to do to save himself. You know what I'm saying? I think also he did it in a certain way that did not cause too much harm to the case. Because, again, the statements that Gunna made on that day to the Yes Ma'am statements, if it was that, you know, convincing, or if it was that detrimental to the case would be closed. Thug will be sentenced. He would not be on trial. He would be sentenced. Or there would be something like an open shut case. That pretty much says, that's the proof right there that I needed to know that anything that Gunna said wasn't really that detrimental or that serious, because if it was, they could have used him as a material witness to then put Young Thug away for a very long time. Come to find out, Gunna didn't even have to testify at all because everybody in YSL, aka YSTail, told on Young Thug. So anyways, man, I appreciate y'all for watching the video. If you like my commentary, go ahead and subscribe because I'm dropping these reactions back to back to back, goddamn. But anyways, I'm out of here. It's your boy Frankie. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Later, later.